Django and I say hi and welcome to my channel. Django specifically says hi to Henry. And it's time to talk about July's reading prompts in my Facebook group, LitWits. There are a couple of things I'm going to be doing to track my reading, but for the most part, I'm going to be using this notebook. First of all, my Battle of the Bands video that came out yesterday. Here's all the Battle of the Band prompts written down. This is my 5 that I said I was going to start with, and then this is the bonus 5 down here where I'm going to be penciling things in based on what you guys suggest, and we're going to do the same thing for LitWits. So they have not put out the teams yet. They've not put out any of it yet. They've only put out the prompts. So I went ahead and made a list on the other page over here of all the prompts, and then I tried. Django saw somebody walk by. I tried to do 2 books in each one of these prompts. There are 15 prompts, and I tried to go ahead and get 2 books, all from this list, if at all possible, so that I'm not having to read 15 books over here and 25 books over here. So I hope that makes sense. I was able to get all of these books on the list. You can see that I've written a 1 or a 2 out here on this side, because that determines whether I'm reading it in round 1 or round 2. And I made sure that my team books on this side were all part of round 1 so that I can read those first. Let's go over the things and talk about what I'm going to be reading. First of all, prompt number 1 is a dark comedy, and none of the books that I have picked so far, I don't think will fall into the category of dark comedy. So I did some searching around to find out exactly what is a dark comedy. And the thing that came up multiple times was Discworld by Terry Pratchett. Those can be seen as dark comedies. We do have the character of death being kind of goofy sometimes. So I said, okay, I would accept that. And so all I did was put the next 2 books for Discworld on my TBR. So I'm going to be reading Guards and Pyramids. Guards is one of the ones I have heard fantastic things about being one of their favorites of multiple people who have read Discworld. So I'm really looking forward to getting to that one. Then the second prompt is a book with a game. Now, I looked through all of these, and then I went over to my monstrosity and I tried to look through some of those to just find something that would work, and I could not find anything. So I went and said, give me a book with a game. And somebody suggested, or not somebody, one of the suggestions that popped up was for a lit RPG. And I was like, I've been wanting to read Dungeon Crawler Carl. Let me go see if that's considered to have a game. And literally, apparently what Carl is doing is playing a game. He somehow ended up inside a game. So I'm definitely reading books 1 and 2 for Book with a Game of the Dungeon Crawler Carl. Wow, Django's back. You can kind of see his head a little bit right there. Anyway, number 3 is a mysterious character. I'm going to pick Death in 4 Courses and Fahrenheit 451. I know that there are, based on the description of both of those books, I do think that there's going to be some kind of mysterious person in each one of them that I can pick out. Then we have a book with a murderer. No, with a murder, not murderer. And I'm picking The Body Farm and In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. I had so many to choose from based on what I had chosen already on the other TBR that it was really easy to find one of those. The next one is Turned into a Movie. And I picked 11/22/63. I have to clarify and see if I can count it because it was a made-for-TV movie, but it was a movie, so I don't know if they'll let me count that one. If not, I think I'm still probably going to go Stephen King, but I'm going to read The Body as my round 2, and I might just pick another one of his short stories, like The Shawshank Redemption. That's not a short story, a novella, and read that one so that I have 2 short ones on here. But though 11/22/63 is on my Battle of the Bands TBR, but The Body is not, and neither is Shawshank, so they'll just be small ones that I can add on. Then, from my TBR, so at the beginning of my participation in LitWits, I had to create a TBR of books that I want to read throughout the rest of the year. And here it is. I'm going to cover up these because I've read some of them. So as you can see, Guards is right under my picture. It is on here. But I am choosing Soulless, which is over here, and Expectant Detectives, which is over here. So both of those I think would be perfect from my TBR. There's something new that I've been wanting to read, but I haven't picked up yet. So both of those I would like to add as my 2 TBR picks. They just need to be on this list somewhere because this is the list that I shared with the group. And it has the next book of each one of my 50 Before 50 books and just some other books that I really wanted to read that I pulled out as well. Then I have a book with a weapon on the cover, and I have picked Harrow the Ninth and A Good Girl's Guide to Missiles. So a girl's guide to missiles, not good, because missiles are weapons. So I am hoping that both of those count. I know Harrow counts. She literally has her weapon strapped to her back on the cover. So that one will be fine. The next one is With a Surprise. So I'm going with The Storm King. That has something to do with them coming back to their hometown or a guy coming back to his hometown for something that's happened, and then there is a surprise. So I'm hoping that will count for that one. And also Meddling Kids is the same kind of situation. These children have grown up and now they're all coming back because something from their childhood is back again. So that's what I'm going to do with the surprise. Hopefully there's a surprise. Number 9 is a book of choice. And I hope that means just a book of my choice. Whatever book I would like to read, because that's what I took it as. And I'm going to be reading Jade City and The Plight Before Christmas. So if you just saw my TBR yesterday for the July in December or Christmas in July, July in December, what? Christmas in July, I said I was going to read The Christmas Pact, but one of my friends wanted me to read The Plight Before Christmas, and she didn't know that I was doing this, and she's like, you could just wait till December. It is about Christmas. And I was like, wait, I need a Christmas book. So I'm going to read The Plight Before Christmas, and then I might read The Christmas Pact as one of my bonus reads down there. So The Plight Before Christmas is what I will be reading. Then we have Set in a Mansion, and I also needed to reread a favorite, and so I said I was going to read Dark Lover, was the J.R. Ward book, and that's what I'm reading for the first one, Set in a Mansion, because they are literally moving into a mansion. But then I'm going to read Lover Awakened, which is just another one of those books that is set in a mansion, and so technically it could be over here like an old favorite, reread an old favorite. That could be another one that I'm doubling up on over there. We'll just wait and see what you guys suggest as well. Then character gets a clue. So I'm hoping that means somebody finds a clue throughout the book. I have gone with An Eye for an Eye, which is supposed to be a mystery with a detective in it. I'm hoping a detective will find clues. And The Lost City of Z. This is a nonfiction book about some kind of something that was discovered in the Amazon that made people want to go back and start looking for things. So I'm hoping that means a clue is found somewhere in there. Another book, this one is a book you'd read after dark. I don't know what that means, except a book that's not scary for me. I don't want to read a scary book at dark, when it's dark. So a book I would read after dark is War and Millie McGonigal. That is my middle grade book that I picked to read on the Battle of the Bands. And Deadbeat, which is the next Jim Butcher Dresden book that I have to read. Then we have starts with a C, L, U, or E. So the word clue, it has to start with one of those letters. So I'm going with Confessions of a Domestic Failure and Chew, Volume 6. So one of the things with the Battle of the Bands, you cannot read graphic novels. With the LitWit, I can read 5 graphic novels to count for one of these 15. At any point in any round, 5 of them can be graphic novels. So I'm going to put that in there for round 2. That'll be my graphic novel. Then I have Woman on the Cover. So I had a lot of options for this one as well. I went with Where Sleeping Girls Lie and Seatmate. Those are 2 that I've already picked to read, and they have women on the cover. Then red, white, or blue cover. So I picked Holes, which has red, white, and blue. And I picked The Christmas Pact, which is the other Christmas book I was going to read. And it has a lot of blue and a lot of white and a little bit of red. Still counts for me. And those are the 15 prompts. So what I would like from you guys is any suggestions of any books that you think fit those prompts. Also, it's not too late to sign up to do this round with us in July. If you would like to sign up for the LitWits thing, I'm going to put the Facebook group in the description below, and you can click on it and then do whatever kind of answering the questions to get in the group that you have to do. And then they will assign you a team. You get to pick a team. And hopefully you will get assigned to that team, is what I was saying. So that is it, though. That is all of the books. Well, that's a lot. I know. I just told you 30 books. But a lot of those I just talked about yesterday. All 25 I talked about yesterday, I was able to get onto this TBR. So there's just a few extras that I didn't talk about yesterday that are on here. And I don't think I'm going to make a cute little graphic like I did for this other one, because it's so fluid, this game, the way it works in LitWits. We get an update every day from our team person, somebody in charge of our team, and they tell us, they'll say, we have 3 potential buddy reads that just need 1 more reader. And what that means is 2 people on our team have read these 3 books, and 1 more person needs to read it for us to get bonus points. And then they'll say, we counted this book as set in a mansion. Does anybody want to read this and count it as their mansion book? Or you can count it for other things. A lot of times that's what they'll say. This will count for whatever. And they'll list them all. And then if I need one of those, I can read that book. So I get the regular points for submitting a book, but then I also get to help my team with the buddy read points. So it's very fluid and very kind of fast paced. As a daily, you're making daily decisions about what's next and what you're doing. So if that sounds appealing to y'all and you would like to join us, then please click the link and come over and do that. Otherwise, that's going to do it. Please let me know your suggestions down below. I would love to check out some other books that you guys recommend. I would also like to share some with my teammates that fit some of these prompts as well. And that's it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.